What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. When most people think about getting married, they dream of being with the love of their life, a big wedding full of family and friends, and getting ready to live happily ever after. But after the wedding is over, the family and friends leave, and you and your spouse go home. Behind closed doors, that's when the real marriage life begins. We are all people, and no matter how great of an individual you think you have found, we all come with problems, have bad days, flaws, because no one walking this earth is perfect. But that's supposed to be the beautiful thing about jumping the brim. Being with somebody that accepts everything you come with, and you the same with them, to navigate this tough life with. In a dream world, everybody who makes that big step will grow old together and stay married. But in reality, we all know nowadays, divorce rates are the highest, and some people rather not even bother going through the process with not knowing if they could stand the test of time. Once problems occur, you have individuals that understand. Like, okay, I'm going through life, sharing everything, time, money, space, energy with a whole nother person. So this is expected. They learn how to deal with their partner on their good days and bad days and work through it. But others, once it's not all smiles and Hallmark cards no more, they forget about for better or for worse. And they are quick to file and sign them divorce papers. Some people just skip the whole process and just decide the marriage is over. But most of the time, it's one individual that wants things to end, while the other person is still trying to fight. And when signals get crossed and the husband or wife feels betrayed, things can take a turn real quick. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Warner Robins, Georgia, to discuss the case of a man who crashed out after finding his wife in bed with a man she called a friend. Back in 2023, 26-year-old Anthony Jones was navigating life in Georgia. Stated to be a hard worker and with one goal in mind, being a family man, building a strong life for himself and his wife. As Anthony was married to a woman who we will call Tasha for the sake of the story. The couple had been together for a little minute, and there were 2 kids in the picture. It's not stated whether Anthony was the father of the kids or not, but either way, he accepted Tasha and everything that came with her. Both young and trying to make the marriage work, they had a decent foundation, a home they lived in together in Warner Robins, and it seemed like a good situation. But that year, it would be trouble in paradise. Allegedly, Anthony felt Tasha wasn't being solid in the marriage, and there were signs of infidelity. And she felt Anthony was controlling, and she couldn't deal with a jealous man. Eventually, she told her husband he had to leave the house, and which after going back and forth, he decided maybe a break would be for the best. But he had every intention on eventually working things out with his wife. As time went on though, and Anthony kept trying to come back home, she would tell him not yet. They still had some things to work through, and she wasn't ready. She had a friend who Anthony was familiar with from around the way. At the time, 19-year-old Demarion Harris. Demarion was described as a gentle giant. Family and friends called him Bubba, and the young man was always willing to help anybody and kept a smile on his face in hopes to keep others smiling as well. At first, Anthony wasn't insecure about him and Tasha's friendship, but now that he wasn't in the house, he was heading through the neighborhood. Demarion would often be at the house, and since they were not officially divorced, Anthony had a problem with that. He would call and ask Tasha, like, what's this I'm hearing about Demarion and you spending so much time together? And she would brush it off and hit him with, see, that's why we not together now, because you are controlling. He is just a friend. Anthony decided at first to just leave the situation alone, but feeling like his wife was lying and spinning him, he decided he would schedule a day to just pop up to the house. On October 13th, 2023, Anthony went to his wife's house on 705 March Street in the Huntington Hills subdivision. With no key to the house anymore, Anthony decided he would just break in. The kids were at the house, but Tasha was in the bedroom. Once Anthony walked in the room, he became furious of what he saw. Demarion and his wife laying in bed together. Already suspicious of their relationship and friendship, he upped the gun, saying, "I should take your life right now," before one shot went off. Anthony then looked at his wife as she yelled, "Please stop, I have kids." Then he put the gun down and ran out. She called local police, who responded to the home to find Demarion suffering from a gunshot wound to the head, and unfortunately, he was pronounced gone at the scene. Police already had a suspect, Anthony, but he was MIA and now on the run. Tasha told them her and Anthony were separated, but not divorced, and Demarion was just her homeboy, but Anthony shot him in a fit of rage. A reward was put out for any information on Anthony's whereabouts, and Demarion's family was left to grieve. They held a vigil for the young man. As family and friends showed love, they were also hurt that his life was cut short, especially since most of them felt like the situation was so senseless. A few weeks would go by before police got a tip on where Anthony was hiding out at, not too far away at a home in Thomaston, Georgia. He was located and taken into custody without a struggle. He was charged with first-degree hit, breaking in the house, and other charges. As the case made its way to trial, it was open and shut. Prosecutors painted a picture of Anthony being a jealous, estranged husband who couldn't move on, and stated Tasha was about to file for a divorce. But Anthony's attorney tried to fight back, claiming Tasha was playing games, lying about her relationship with Demarion, but telling Anthony they could work things out, confusing the man, causing him to snap. But in the end, the jury went with the prosecution, and Anthony was found guilty of murder, sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in March of this year. Rest in peace to Demarion. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. I'm not sure if he thought Tasha's and Anthony's marriage was over, or maybe she was just spinning him too. But laying in a home where another man could pop up at any time is definitely a dangerous game. As men, we always think to ourselves, I'm not worried about what her and old boy got going on. I'm here now, thinking things will never go this far. Even if him and her were just friends, going to the house, unfortunately, cost him his life. Anthony crashed out because he felt his wife was playing games, instead of just filing for a divorce and moving on. Now he has to sit in the cell while she has another man laying in the bed for sure anyways. But I'm going to leave this one open. Let me know y'all thoughts about the situation in the comments. And have you ever been in a situation dealing with somebody who is separated or going through a divorce? Did you wait it out or say, nah, I can't do this, I'm good on that? Let me know how it played out. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace, that young man. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Law&Crime. I'm out.